We interrupt this program to bring you a special report on the CACFP meal counts. Recently, we've had some inconsistencies with our monthly submissions of our attendance and meal counts. Please be sure that attendance is taken at the beginning of the day and that mealtime attendance is taken at the point of service. Children must be sitting at the table in order to be counted for that meal. Counts for meals cannot be based on attendance. You must create a system to make sure this is occurring daily and at the time of meal service. It is important that the meal count sheets are reviewed. Start to have at least 2 people review your meal counts before submitting. We are trying to avoid errors. Let's take a look at an example of a meal count sheet. This particular meal count sheet is for breakfast. All of the children's names will be listed on the left-hand side. You must clearly and legibly mark the children that are present at the time of the meal service with a 1. Those that are not present at the time of the meal service, you mark them with an A. Our bookkeeper must take counts for each child and categorize them as paid, free, and reduced. She must also be able to take the tally of the daily totals. Please be sure to have at least 2 teachers review your meal counts and attendance before submitting. 1 staff member must sign to confirm that that has occurred. Do not assign just 1 staff member to complete meal counts at the time of meal service. Everyone should be familiar on the process of taking the meal counts and attendance. Now let's take a look at what it may sound like and look like when you are taking meal counts during the point of service.
Are you having snacks?
Yes.
Yes. Ava Coleman, are you having snacks?
Yes.
How about Julian? Yes. London?
Yeah.
Amaya? Oh, not yet. She's still sleeping. Dominic, are you having snacks?
Yes.
Yes.
1.
Dion?
Oh.
Everybody plays a part in our CACFP program. From the beginning with enrollment, to the creation of the menu and the meals, to the offering of the meals to the children, and taking the meal counts. One of the most important portions of the CACFP is the reconciliation, completed by our bookkeeper. Each month she receives your meal counts and attendance. She must check both child tallies and daily tallies. This is extremely time consuming, and therefore we want to minimize any errors. Each meal per child equates to a certain amount of reimbursement that the FDC receives from the CACFP. Now, this is only a supplemental portion of what the actual food program expenses are. We must use other grants and accounts to fully pay for the expenses used up, but we definitely want to minimize the errors so we get the exact amount of reimbursement that is due. To recap, please remember to take meal counts at the time of the meal when the child's at the table. Be sure your attendance is taken at the beginning of the day and that at the end of the month, all checklists are completed, reviewed, and submitted on time. If anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me in person or send me an email. I do want to address a few frequently asked questions to make sure everyone has some clarity. So here's the one question. If a child is sitting at the table and the food is plated and offered, we've encouraged him or her to try the food, but he doesn't have 1 bite, can we still count this child? Yes, As long as all the components were offered, we can definitely count that child. Currently, we are pre-plating the items for the children so we can confirm that all the components are offered. But even typically when we have family style dining, all the family style bowls are there and are offered to the child. They can choose what they want to eat, how much they want to eat. But we've offered it to them and therefore we can count the child. What if a baby is sitting in her feeding chair and I'm about to start feeding her, but her parent arrives to pick up? Can I still count her? Yes. If you are sitting with the baby and have every intention to offer all of the required meal components for that infant, for example, the bottle is prepared and the cereal has been prepared and or the solid food is readily available to be fed, you can still count that child. If a baby is breastfed by her mother at the center, can I still count the meal? Yes. Regardless of how the breast milk is offered, whether in a bottle or directly by the mother, we can count the meal for that baby. What if a child has left early for the day because they were either sick or had a doctor's appointment? Can I still count that child for snack? No. The meal cannot be counted because it was never offered. The purpose of this short video was to address some recent inconsistencies with the meal counts and also answer frequently asked questions. To help minimize errors on our meal count sheets, we will temporarily require that infant-toddler classrooms submit their meal counts to their direct supervisor. She will then move forward and submit to our bookkeeper. She will be reviewing the meal counts and address any noticeable errors with the classroom staff. Once it is thoroughly double-checked, she will submit to the bookkeeper. Please do not rely on the supervisor to review your meal counts and sign. Each classroom staff is responsible for taking the meal counts, ensuring it is done daily and at each meal, reviewing it at the end of the month, signing and submitting to the supervisor. Again, this is only for infant-toddler classrooms. As the Health Services Director, I will be visiting classrooms within the next few weeks during meal times. I will be happy to address any concerns or questions you may have. Annual CACFP training will continue to occur in August, and we will be planning for in-person training. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out.